So today I will be auditing another website, Link Digital. This is going to be a little bit different mini SEO audit because this site is in a quite good shape when it comes to SEO. So I will be showing you a lot of good things regarding SEO that this site does. And I will be trying hard to find some SEO issues. So I hope you like this audit and you will learn a lot from it. So let's get started. So this is the website. As you can see, this is the site, the company that is doing digital marketing and SEO. So as you might expect, this site is quite okay when it comes to SEO and SEO optimization. So I will be showing you what I found here, what I like about this site, and maybe I will try to find some issues. So let's start with headings. We are on the homepage, so let's quickly take a look at headings. So I will be using Detailed SEO plugin. So headings are kind of okay. I think, yeah, they're okay. They are okay. Maybe their structure is kind of not in the right order, but this is really nothing serious, so it is okay. Headings are okay. So here we have about, link to the about page. Here are the links to specific web pages, and as you can see, this is something I like. Those buttons have specific keywords. These are not read more type of buttons. Here are the text links pointing to those specific web pages, and here are the buttons, which is a very nice implementation. Let's click on a specific web page and let's see what's okay. So this is a web design web page. Okay, let's quickly get back to the home page and let's try find something else there. So I may want to quickly check if those images have alt text. So I will use web developer images display alt attributes. So I can see there are those logos, and it would be great if they actually had alt text, so that Googlebot will know that these are kind of, I would say, EAT elements. So it would be great to tell Google exactly what they really mean, that this is a Google partner badge and things like that. So here, no alt text. So this is the first thing that is not okay here. I would also add an alt text to the logo. I don't see alt text on those images. I would add it here as well. And it is not only about SEO, but it is more about accessibility, which is kind of becoming an important aspect of SEO. Okay, so I think we're done with the home page. So here's the main navigation, kind of very clear. It clearly contains links to the most important web pages, about, contact, blog. It's okay. In the footer, it also looks okay. Maybe one thing we could change is we can add this, implement this as a phone number, so that when someone clicks on it, they can actually make a call. So let's now visit some, let's go to the about page and see what's there. So it looks quite okay. There are some numbers, there are some certifications. I think the about page is quite okay. Let's see those alt text attributes. So alt text attributes are not added here as well. Okay. Maybe let's go to careers. What's there? See what's there. So again, this looks quite okay. SEO specialist. One thing that comes to my mind is that since this is the page with current vacancies for jobs, schema for jobs maybe added here. This is just an idea. I haven't checked if it is added here, but I don't think so. I see there is some same as schema. What is that? Let me check that. So in the schema, we have this linked this link staging. I think it may be it looks like the staging URL for this site, maybe when it was being developed. And it looks like it doesn't work. So I have found a minor problem here. Let me get back to this as well. Okay, so here we have the same as schema, and yeah, so this is a small issue here. So we have author. Let me check that author. Whether this really works, this thing. I think it is taking a lot to load. Okay, but it loaded. But the layout is a little bit different. No, maybe it is okay. Okay, so this is the author page. And it's set to no index. That's okay. You don't need to index author pages, especially if there are multiple authors on the same site. Let's see SEO offer. If there is something that I can immediately spot. So SEO agency. So this is probably the keyword they are targeting. Okay. So there is some content. There are FAQs, which is okay. Looks okay to me. Privacy policy. Let's check if it is indexable. Looks okay. So more or less, let me quickly check blog. So this is the blog. Here are the categories. Okay. Categories are indexable, which is okay. What maybe I would add here, but this is the main blog page. I would add maybe some text here saying that this is the blog, blah, 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 what it does, and so on. And I would do the same on each category page as well. So that I would maybe remove this archives, just category this, and this is the category that contains articles about. So that there is less boilerplate content, because here basically everything is added automatically. So this is a feed of specific articles. This is the sidebar. So I would add some content here. Okay. Let me check how those. Okay, so I can see that those links to specific articles are. This is an image, which is okay. This is a text link, which is okay. So yeah, I like this. This is the way I always recommend that articles are linked from blog pages and or other category pages. This is an ideal way. We have an image link and we have a text link. And if this image has an alt text, then this is a perfect link, because then they are kind of two different types of links. Let me check. Unfortunately, there is probably no alt attribute here. Oh, but I can see. Okay, so there is a small issue here. So the image alt text is no image found, which is not okay. And here I can see this is the link. So this is a problem. I found a problem. Let me once again tell you what the problem is. So this should be an image, simply image implemented in this way. Image, alt, of course the alt should not say this, and here should be the link to the image. As you can see here, this link doesn't work, and under that we have this the whole box is made into a link, and here the image we can see is added as background, which is very not okay, because Google doesn't really recognize background images as images that carry some message, some information. Images added as background do not appear in Google image search, so this is something to be fixed. This should be an image which is a link and has an alt tag, alt text, alt tag, whatever. Okay. So other than that, the site looks pretty okay. However, regarding speed, the site is not doing the best. The site does not probably have a lot of traffic because there is no crux data for it, so I don't really know how the site is doing in terms of field data, in terms of the data from real users. I can only take a look at the lab data, and lab data does not look so good. Time to interactive, 19 seconds. Maybe I will run the test again, because sometimes if you run the test, sometimes it shows horrible numbers, and if you run it the next time, it sometimes improves dramatically. So maybe this was kind of a hiccup on the side of Google PageSpeed Insights. Let's see. So this test took very long, way longer than it usually takes for most sites. And the lab data haven't really improved. They're more or less the same. Speed index of 9 seconds is unacceptable. Time to interactive, 16 seconds, unacceptable as well. Total blocking time also does not look very good. Largest contentful paint, 3 seconds. So let's see what Google PageSpeed Insights is telling us regarding this site. So there are a lot of images. A lot of those images are implemented in the form of background. Let's check this. So this is a background image. And the problem with that is that it is PNG, and PNG images usually weigh more than JPEG or WebP. And Google is instantly showing us that a lot of savings can be done here. So this shouldn't be PNG. And for instance, let's check. This is a JPEG, but this is a huge image. We don't need such huge images in many cases. JavaScript. A lot of JavaScript things are going on here. A lot of it is external. The site is on WordPress, and on WordPress there are really a lot of improvements you can do with many plugins. For instance, WP Rockets. This is probably the best plugin right now for JavaScript, CSS, and image optimization on your site, and for improving Core Web Vitals. And I would maybe add this plugin here, unless the site is already using it, but I don't think. If the site was using WP Rocket, we wouldn't see all these things here. That's for sure. So there is unused CSS, a lot of it. So this is certainly something that can be improved. And even Google PageSpeed Insights is suggesting using a WordPress plugin here. Render blocking resources, the same. All of them are internal. So some of them may be deferred. Properly sized images. So again, this is a PNG, and so this is a huge image. and it is displayed like in such a size on the page, so it should be definitely, its size should be made smaller. Lazy loading is not happening here as well. From what I see, caching is not set here at all. Something that can easily be fixed with just one plugin. Again, web fonts, so preloading web fonts would help this a lot. A lot of code running. So images do not have explicit width and height, so this is again something that can be achieved with a plugin. Main thread, a lot of work here, a lot of work regarding JavaScript. So some of those things may be achieved by simply moving a site to a different server. I haven't analyzed where this site is hosted. Let's now quickly check Ahrefs and the keywords for which the site is visible. So it is visible for web design. So this is a local query, so that's okay. But other than that, I don't see that the site is visible for something really SEO services. Oh, that's 97. Let me quickly check one more thing. I see the site has been has suffered from somewhere lost a bit of visibility in mid-May. So it probably wasn't the core update. It lost a lot of visibility here. Kind of hard to say. And this is not such a huge difference after all. We are talking about 100, 200, so this is not so huge. So the site has tons of backlinks. The number of referring domains is relatively low compared to the number of backlinks. And from what I see, they add this web design by in the footer of the pages they design. I see not all, some of them are no follow, which is okay. Some of them are not no follow. So this is the practice that I think Google at best will ignore. This used to work like 1,000 years ago. So basically I see the majority of links to this site are this type of web design by. I don't like this. And since this is the link that is placed in the footer, so basically any site is linking to this site from every web page. So if the site has 1,000 web pages, so it then has 1,000 links to this website. Not good. I don't like that. So the link building is not done in a very, let's say, SEO wise way. Let me now quickly run through Screaming Frog. Actually, when I was starting the analysis, I thought it would be way harder to find anything wrong with this site, but actually I managed to find a few things. So let me quickly go through what's here. So more than 300 HTML pages. Okay. Images, external, looks okay. Okay, I can see there are 17 HTTP URLs, something to be checked. They are redirected. So let's take a look at this one. This one is redirected to HTTPS. So I don't think this is a problem. That shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so these are redirected. But since the crawler is showing them here, it means that some web pages link to those HTTP URLs. And this is something that should be probably changed. Let's see this URL in links. And here it is showing me the pages that link to this HTTP URL. So these pages have a link to HTTP and it should be changed. So this is the issue I had with my site when I was moving from one server to another, and when my site was at this staging kind of phase. During this staging phase, it wasn't it didn't have an SSL certificate yet, and when I finally moved it to production, it turned out that some of the links, internal links, were still HTTP. And when I was crawling the site, it turned out that the majority of internal links are HTTP, even though those HTTP URLs are redirected to HTTPS. And the quickest way to fix that without having to manually edit all of the links is to use the plugin, WordPress plugin Search and Replace, Better Search Replace, which simply searches your entire database and simply changes anything you want into anything you want. So I ask the plugin to search for any HTTP instances of links and change them into HTTPS. And within one click, I was able to fix that problem. So this is a quicker way of dealing with that problem. Okay. So redirections. So this is an SEO site, so it's normal that they probably use a lot of redirections. So these are from HTTP. So okay. Here we have some redirections. That's okay. I'm not going to kind of analyze whether they should redirect from this to that. Looks okay. No server errors. That's okay. Page titles. Not going to analyze it too. Meta descriptions missing. So blog pages, paginated pages. The blog does not have a description. This is okay. Google can probably generate the description. No problem with that. Missing H1 tags. So on blog and category pages, there is no H1 tag. I would add one. Why not? Content, no duplication. Low content pages. So let's see this. Why is it low content page? So this is indeed a low content page because there are only those links. But this is nothing serious, definitely. Canonicals. So this is a WordPress site, so by default the canonicals will be self-referential. Missing canonicals, tag pages, that's okay. So here, in the case of this site, there are tag pages, but they are set to no index, which is perfectly fine. This way we can have tag pages, no problem with that. I can see there is an author page, which is also set to no index. This is okay. Pagination. So this is okay. So I don't see it very often, but the paginated pages are indexable, which is okay. I see the site is using rel, next, and prev. Google does not use it anymore, but it is okay to have it. Nothing will happen. So let's see this blog page. So let's go to another page, paginated page. Okay, so it has this rel, prev, kind of okay. Google will not have problems reaching those pages, crawling them, so that's okay. One thing with pagination is it is okay to paginate, to, for instance, canonicalize all the paginated pages to the first page if the links to those pages, to those articles or products that are further in this paginated series are somewhere on the site. So if you have a good, internal linking structure and you are linking to all of your web pages from, for instance, categories or from other places, then you can make the paginated pages not indexable. But if it is the only place where you have those things, for instance, in the case of a very huge shop, then you don't want to make them not indexable because Google may have problems reaching and indexing some of those, for instance, products that are on those paginated pages. Directives index, no index. So tags are set to no index. Sitemap, it is okay. Follow looks okay. Href lines are not here. Is there something else? Sitemaps. So URLs in sitemaps, URLs not in sitemaps. Okay. Paginated pages shouldn't be placed in sitemaps, so that's okay. That's not a problem. Okay, so let's see the site structure. I can see a lot of pages on the second, the third, and the fourth level, which is okay. Let's see the visualization. Okay, so this visualization is a little bit skewed because of those pages, but they are not indexable, so this is not a problem. Privacy policy blog. So I would maybe make sure that those pages are not generated in this way. Maybe think about a different way to protect against bots. Here. Okay, so these are tags. Tags are not indexable. Okay. So generally, I think the structure is quite okay. Those generally okay. Okay. So I think this is more or less all I have regarding this site. Of course, if it was a real in-depth audit, which would take me like 10, 20 hours, and in which I would analyze each and every link, each and every response code, in which I would analyze the way the crawler crawls the site exactly, then probably I would have come with with more issues. So this is something that I was able to extract during my mini SEO audit. So I think I'll be wrapping up. So generally, the site is okay. I think the biggest issue is with speed, and the fact that there are practically no speed, image, JavaScript, CSS optimizations done on this site. And I would maybe invest more time and money into blog, into creating articles that would rank and bring organic traffic, because from what I see, there are a lot of articles, but they do not really bring a lot of traffic, a lot of visibility. The site is visible for only 400 organic keywords, which is not that much. Okay, I think that's everything for this mini SEO audit. I hope you like it, and I hope you learned a lot from it. So see you in the next SEO audit. Bye bye.